This video will walk you through some tips and hints that you might find useful as you explore Scratch Junior and begin creating your project with code. Once you have a new project open, you will see the Scratch Junior cat in the middle of your project stage. If you will not need the cat for your project, you can tap and long hold on the cat, then tap the X in the red circle to delete it. Now you are ready to set the stage for your project. Tap the background icon at the top of the screen to add a background from the pre-built options or draw your own. Tap the plus button on the left-hand side of the screen to create your own characters using the drawing tools. For this project, you will not be using any of the pre-made characters. In the drawing space, you can use a freeform line or shapes. You can change the thickness of the line, select from a wide variety of colors, use the fill tool, and use the other editing tools. If your character seems too big for your scene, you can use the shrink command from the Purple Looks programming blocks to help you resize your character before you begin programming its movements. To use the shrink command, add it to your programming area and tap it until the character is the size you want it to be. Then remove the shrink command to remove it from your program. Now you are ready to begin programming your characters. You can add multiple characters to one scene. Just make sure that you have the correct character selected for the program that you want to write. Pull the code blocks you want to use from the programming block menus. You can turn on the grid view to help you program more precise movements for your characters. The grid helps you precisely position your character and helps you decide how far the character needs to travel to get to a new location. One grid square equals one movement in your coding blocks. You will need to select a trigger block for the beginning of every program you write from the yellow trigger block menu. The green flag means your program will start when you tap the green flag at the top of your screen. As you are working on your sequence of coding blocks, be sure to use the reset button to move your characters back to their starting position before viewing your code. Once you have begun writing and testing code, do not drag the characters back to their starting positions with your finger. This can mess up your code. In this example, when I hit my green flag, I notice that my code has my father and bird walk too close to each other. I made changes to my code in the programming area down at the bottom of my screen. Then I tapped the reset button to move my characters back to their starting positions before running the code again. You can add additional pages to your program to set up new scenes of your story. In this example, I want my polar bear to go from day to night, so I am adding a new page with a nighttime background. To make my program move from page 1 to page 2, I need to use the Go to Page end block from the red end blocks menu. In this example, I added the Go to Page 2 end block. When I tap the green flag to start my sequence, the program moves to page 2 and the polar bear continues to follow the code sequence I wrote on page 2. These were just a few tips and hints that you might find useful as you begin creating your project in Scratch Junior. Do not be afraid to try new coding blocks and make mistakes. You can always debug your coding sequence and fix it. Have fun creating your coding projects.